y'all.
Well.
That sounds like a party just about to happen, ladies and gentlemen.
One more time. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this fine radio program, podcast, and video extravaganza known internationally as the world-famous Smokin' and Toastin'. It is show number 489 for us. We're all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. Today we'll be talking about the best beer for a summer barbecue, and maybe some of that best beer is something you've brewed yourself.
Aha.
So we'll get to that here in just a moment. But we want to welcome you back to the program and talk a little bit about what we're going to be talking about today. A new article came out on Chowhound, which was a fairly reputable website, or at least it was. The article is entitled 9 Facts About Budweiser Every Fan Should Know. So
okay.
we'll cover that. Every beer fan. Actually, it doesn't say every fan. It says 9 facts about Budweiser every beer lover should know. And I thought, well, I'm a beer lover, so maybe I'll share this with my fellow beer lover friends, Ian and Terry on the show, and those of you who are listening. So we'll share that. Also came up with my own list of 9 facts about Budweiser that you should know.
You can't say most of those on radio.
I'll share those with you as well, or at least the ones that I can. But we did have installed cough buttons. So if I'm telling you about Budweiser, I may say, the reason that Budweiser is so popular is because the taste is, and then I hit the cough button, and you don't actually, I can say what I want to while the cough.
They put the cough button backwards, though. They gave you one that control yours instead of giving it to me.
Yeah, see that is actually what they should have done.
Ooh, I should do that one day just to watch you two go.
Oh yeah, that would be great fun.
Just cross the wires up. That'd be perfect.
That would be great fun. Well, we're going to be trying some homebrew, and why don't you introduce our homebrew guest, Ian, who's here?
Daniel Blankenship has been on this show before as our resident,
which explains why
expert.
I couldn't remember his last name. Thank you. Welcome, Daniel. And I'm so glad Ian remembered, so I can always pitch it to you and go, introduce our guest. Just so listeners know, when I ask Ian to interview our guests, it means I have forgotten at least one of the names. Yes, that's the signal. Just to let you guys peek behind the curtain. You know how that works. Daniel, welcome to the show.
Then you can watch the panic set into my eyes.
Daniel is kind of our homebrew expert here for Smokin' and Toastin', and we've had some of his homebrews before, and they've actually been delicious, which for me was a big thing because, to be honest with you, 98% of all homebrews I had tried before I tried yours, Daniel, were like beverage of mystery god awful.
He really changed your mind.
He really did. He really did, because he brewed some good stuff. And so I see a labelless bottle sitting here, a naked bottle, and I'm excited.
Your artwork sucks.
Yeah, right. Or
yeah, my art, it's very
almost
plain,
non-existent.
Yeah.
unbecoming.
So we'll be tasting that. We'll also be tasting something from Lagunitas, which is a very reputable brewing company in California. We'll be tasting their daytime low-cal IPA. So that.
All right.
We haven't done a light IPA or a sessionable in a while. Also from another brewery you may have heard us mention here on the program before, Lone Pint Brewing Company, Magnolia, Texas. We'll be trying their Brown's Ale Nitro on the show. So
that's delicious.
Forward to that. And then I know, Ian, you're going to want to recuse yourself from our final beer because it's so outside the area of your taste and expertise. But at least Terry and I will be trying something from Firestone Walker Brewing Company called Vintage Stephen Barleywine Ale 2026.
Oh, no, that just sounds horrific.
Oh, man, that just sounds horrible.
Yeah, I knew you guys would be against it.
The name of that.
Yeah, I knew you guys would be against it. We will also be bringing you the regular features here on the show, which include the Beverage of Mystery. We'll get to that in just a moment. We'll bring you the Drunken Fact and Drinking News in the second hour of our show. Our Drinking News teaser headline, for those of you who are already curious, here it is.
Boom, where'd that come from?
That is one sexy camel. You've been there, right? You understand where I'm coming from.
I saw that Bugs Bunny episode.
That was a Bugs Bunny episode, wasn't it? A Bugs Bunny.
The
honestly,
lovely camel humps.
People talk about how, people who, especially people who are like hardcore culture warrior types, talk about the fact of how our culture is just like in the toilet now and anything goes. I'm like, look, Bugs Bunny was trans like back in the 50s. and nobody had a problem with it. You know,
That's right.
He could dress up as a very attractive female rabbit when he wanted to. I'm just saying.
He confused a few people.
Yeah, myself included. We will also be bringing you the Drunken Fact. That's where we bring you a fact from the internet that we know to be true because it's from the internet. But no, these are actual true facts that we think are interesting that you might want to drop on people at your next party or engagement where maybe people aren't exactly sober and you want to come off like you know things. Our Drunken Fact teaser headline for today is... I should have just kept swiping.
Okay.
And before we go on, no, that's not about my ex-wife, but just we'll get to it and you will know. I know we're going to taste some beer, but let's do the beverage of mystery first. And we're back.
I'm sorry. Now I just thought of like something no one's going to get, but all I could think of is Dora the Explorer because there is a fox on there named Swiper, and they all say Swiper, no swiping. So now, anyone now with kids that's listening just got that and enjoyed that.
And I'm glad that you did. Terry is appealing to that segment of the audience very directly today, and I appreciate that.
Just so you know, whenever Daniel leaves his chair like that, that picture in the back is a motorcycle going around a corner.
Oh,
with the motorcycle's guy like knee scraping the ground. You know how
leaning
they do?
into it.
That's actually him.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Was that before or after he had some of his home brews?
That was before I actually started brewing.
Oh, okay.
I did a stint of racing for about 10 years through the U.S. and Mexico.
And was it like dirt bikes, motorcycles? What did you race?
Road course. That's a 1,000cc super bike.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
1,000 cc's. That sounds like a lot.
One of those fast kind, and you lay down, and your knee rubs the. Does it really touch the ground, or just get right to the ground?
No, you're putting your knee on the ground because you're using it for counter steering and weight balancing.
Wow.
That's freaking nuts, right?
That sounds painful to me.
That sounds like that could be a problem eventually.
But it was really captured in that great hit from the 80s from Tracy Chapman, You Got a Fast Bike. Remember that one?
You get a fast car.
Oh.
But bike, it works too.
I missed it somewhere in there.
Just so you know, he has a fast car, too.
I bet he does. He strikes me as the type. So, so let's do the beverage of mystery here, Terry. If you wouldn't mind bringing us on with our little sound effect intro.
The beverage of mystery.
I'd just like to point out that we've been on location like for the past 3 weeks.
That's the
This
first
is
time
our first time back in the studio, and I had forgotten what that sounded like. So because we put it in post
That's
when
right.
we're on. When we're on. So
Okay, so this smells fruity, and I can smell the carcinosweet in this.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
You can actually comes
God.
through on the nose.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I can almost hear Ian sniffing that.
I was going to say, I thought you were going to say you could smell it over Zoom, and I was like,
it does smell like a peach Jolly Rancher.
yeah. You know, if they came out with a smell-o-vision version of Zoom,
Smell-o-vision.
that would be
Yes.
awesome because then, like, if you're on a Zoom call and you pass gas, they would know. You know what I mean?
You remember
be
they
like,
did that on TV one time on Fox?
Oh, no.
They gave you like if you got the insert out of the paper that week, it had a scratch and
Oh, a
sniff
scratch and
section
sniff.
on like
I do
different
remember
things, and you were
that.
supposed to watch like The Simpsons or something and like scratch and
I
sniff
do
each
remember
part of the
Simpsons
episode.
smell-o-vision. I remember that now. Yeah, yeah. All right, well.
This is terrible. This tastes like floor cleaner. Like peach floor cleaner.
I'm getting
less,
the sense that Terry might like this.
less fabuloso.
I'm not.
So, Ian, are you saying reminiscent of 2B60?
Oh, geez, that stuff was terrible. Remember I brought that on, and I think Abby and her friend tried that. This is bad.
Ooh, I just took a second sip, and upon the second sip, it is even worse.
You're right about that. You're right about that. I took the first sip and I was like, well, it's a
bad.
fairly typical one of these. And then I took the second sip and I'm like,
Now it just leaves like this perfume, like peachy, bad.
The
sweetness
artificial
essence.
peach is not working.
would it surprise you guys if I told you that what you were sampling right now is one of the best selling canned cocktails in the world?
Amazing.
In the world.
People have no taste.
It just shows you what people will buy.
Yeah.
Lemons.
Diet Coke is a thing, and I don't drink it. So, this seems like this would be something that if you drank Diet Coke, you would enjoy this because you would already be immune to the carcinosuite.
But see, here's the thing. You could waterboard me with Diet Coke, and I would enjoy it more than this. I'm serious right now. This is not good. And you know what? To be honest with you, because it's so popular, I was actually expecting it to be better.
I have a this has to be some kind of White Claw. This has got to be like
White Claw or Truly.
So the question is that a beverage of mystery in your pocket, or are you just happy to be here?
Yeah,
I'm just wondering if it's an Ambev product.
I had a White Claw. Had a White Claw in my pants. This is White Claw spiked sparkling water with a hint of peach. And more than a hint of carcinosuite.
Hint?
I feel like they have better flavors, though. I feel like I've tried other White Claws that I thought were better flavored than this.
Dude, okay, so a hint
flavor.
of peach? That's like getting a hint with a baseball bat.
Yeah, right. So I'll tell you guys a quick story about this. Every now and then when I'm getting ready to come in to do the show, I realize I haven't secured something for the beverage of mystery. And so this was one of those weeks. And I went to my beer fridge to see if there was anything there that I hadn't brought on as a beverage of mystery. Because the bottom shelf of my beer fridge is lined with numbers 2, 3, and 4 of the different 4-packs that I bought of beverages of mystery. And I put them in there thinking, yeah, somebody will come over and want this,
No, they won't.
Ian will visit. He'll want a White Claw. But actually, this one I didn't buy. I cleaned it out of the refrigerator at an Airbnb I stayed at recently in San Antonio.
This is what we resorted to for beverage of mystery.
This was in there, and I
found
thought
this in the hotel.
I thought, you know what? I'll just take this home. And so when I was searching for a beverage of mystery, I was like, we haven't tried the peach White Claw on the show. Perhaps we should. But I was thinking.
I found it in the fridge.
I was thinking, sure.
There was leftover breast milk in the fridge. That's a real review, by the way. That's a real review.
But I've been told that that's what you should do if you bring milk and put it into your refrigerator at work, that you should label it breast milk.
Yeah.
To try to keep that would be to try to keep people from sampling it. But then if you work some of the places I've worked, there's some really weird people that might actually encourage the sampling. So
that could be like on Superstore when he decided breast milk cheese was the way to go.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be the next big thing. That's gonna be the next big thing. Ian, what did you pour me here?
This is just show beer. We had this last week.
Oh, this is from
the Southern Star Light Lager.
Okay.
I just was trying to get that peach
and bless you
awfulness out of my.
Gotta wash that flavor out.
Bless you for that, sir. Terry, let's go ahead and do the drunken fact here, since we have another moment left in this segment. Here we go.
And wait, why didn't I do my? Okay, here we go. And now it's time for another smoking and toasting drunken fact.
Nothing's better than the reverb guy forgetting to put the reverb on his voice.
I hit the wrong one.
Yeah,
I hit the wrong button.
Back in the day when Don Pardo was the announcer on Saturday Night Live,
he's my hero.
If he didn't hit that effects button, he sounded like, no, Saturday Night Live. It was nothing there. But boy, he hit that button and he was Don Pardo.
Don Pardo is my hero. He's who I wanted to be growing up. He and Bob Hope were the only two people that had like a lifetime contract with NBC. Yeah. I also like the guy from The Price is Right, Johnny. What was his name that used to do the?
Johnny Jacobson.
Something
whatever.
I can't remember, but he was.
Well. So my whole thing about the lifetime contract was there came a point when the network was going, oh, my God, Bob Hope, we shouldn't have given him a lifetime. But Don Pardo passed away before he could reach that point. He was always awesome.
He was
Leave him on a high note.
He worked till the day, till they had him on SNL until finally he died and they gave it to Daryl Hannah.
And that was actually my plan for this show. So what I'm doing, just so you guys know, is I'm waiting for us to actually achieve a high point, and then I'm going to step away. That's going to be it. But you don't have to worry. I'll probably be here for quite some time longer. All right, our drunken fact today. This is a fact that you can take and drop at a meaningful moment at a party where maybe people are starting to enjoy themselves and loosen up a little bit, and you will come across like somebody that knows things. Here's today's drunken fact. Gary Kremen, the founder of the dating service Match.com, went through a tough breakup when his girlfriend left him for another guy. that she met on Match.com.
Of course.
What?
There it is.
I thought that's brilliant.
What?
Oh
my God. You know what?
Yeah. Oh, I think again.
How does that? How
true
bad
fact.
do you feel about that? When
Yeah, right. You know, we've all had the.
I've created this
Wha-
awesome
what-
thing. It's
Like,
gonna
how
help
come he didn't
everyone.
have the conversation? You're still
I've
on
created my
Match.com, but
girlfriend's
we've
own
been
exit
dating.
strategy.
Right. I'm just keeping my options open. You know what I'm saying. Yeah. No, that we've all had those relationships that that came to an end for one thing or another. But have any of you ever had a relationship go sour because the dating site you created let your significant other meet someone new? I think that's a special kind of retribution there.
Yes.
That is. All right, we got a lot to do, a lot to talk about. We got home brews to taste. We got beers to taste. Oh, and Ian, you brought a whiskey too, a Caribou Crossing.
I did.
Single barrel. This is a
Yes.
blended Canadian whiskey, correct?
Single barrel Canadian whiskey.
Because I know that Caribou that live in the U.S.
Also
don't,
made
don't
by
have that many.
Sazerac, as you can tell by the caribou on top. That's very similar to the horse on top of the.
Yeah, absolutely. The
Blanton's.
Blantons. Yeah. All right. So we'll see how this compares to Blanton's. Coming up, we got a lot to cover and 9 important facts about Budweiser. Coming up, it is Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our program is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. Our show is heard all over the world on great radio stations like KZOQ, 1260 AM in Abilene, Texas, and KELY AM, 1230 in Salt Lake City. Welcome to our listeners from there, and our latest affiliate in Memphis. So welcome to all of our Memphis listeners who probably have better musical taste than all of us combined, because that is a great music city. Memphis is. I mean, seriously, if you can't find a good blues act you've never heard of playing in a local bar in Memphis, you just have not gone to the right street. I'm telling you. That's a great music town. So, so Daniel, we're trying your homebrew here, and
Yes.
I think you gave Ian, these 2 bottles are of the same batch, right? That
Yeah,
you're
it's
pouring
all
from?
all the same batch.
All right. So tell us about this beer and why Ian thought it was so special that we should bring it on the show today.
Well, I'll tell you what. Put your nose up to it. Take a whiff and tell me what you smell.
Well, I almost stuck my nose in it, so I have to recalibrate there.
Calibrate the distance of the beer to nose ratio.
What am I getting there? I'm getting like spices. Am I getting spicy? Kind of like a baking spice type of vibe?
So that's what I
what
thought
I-
a little bit too. I even talked about that with him a little bit last night. But go ahead.
So this is my first IPA.
Oh, wow.
So since you guys liked IPA so much, I decided to brew one.
Well, in fairness,
decided
I love IPAs. Ian is a little more iffy on the style, but he does like a really good, well-balanced IPA. So,
Yes. So this is a rye IPA.
okay, so that's the spiciness that I'm getting on the nose is from the rye-ish vibe of it.
So it's like, why do an IPA when you can do something a little different and do a rye IPA?
I don't think I've ever tasted a beer with this flavor profile. Like, you can tell it's an IPA, but not typical at all. And I guess that's the rye nature of it. But I don't know if I've ever had a rye IPA before. Maybe I
you know what?
have, and it's just been a long time and I don't remember.
Here's the fun thing. I have never had a rye IPA either. So I decided to brew it and see how this went.
Ian, I'm just curious. You're opening a 3rd bottle, but there's still some in the 2nd bottle?
That one's off.
Oh. Now,
So I
I
wanted
noticed you
to do-
sniffed mine. Is it okay?
So yeah, I wanted to do something different for my first IPA because I'm typically not a big fan of IPAs, and then everybody wants to do a lot of Citra hop, which is common in your IPAs, and I just kind of get tired of it.
That
So
is different.
this is hopped with Mosaic and Simcoe, which are 2 different hops. And Mosaic's kind of commonly used in IPAs.
Yeah,
Simcoe,
Mosaic. You see a lot of Mosaic. Some Simcoe. I've certainly had Simcoe in IPAs before, but it's not nearly as common as Citra or Mosaic. So,
right. So it's a blend of Mosaic and Simcoe, dry hopped with Mosaic and Simcoe.
Terry, we're
and
sending you
just
a replacement beer here.
came out with a really, really nice balance and a very good crushable, drinkable beer. I think it's about 6%.
I really
I'd have to
like
look
this.
at my notes on it.
I really like this. I think it's quite palatable.
Agreed.
It's got a lot of flavor to it, and it's not just like your typical. It definitely drinks like an IPA, but it's not your typical IPA flavor. Ian's just
It
opening
doesn't hammer
random
you.
bottles, by the way, and just pouring them. So
Yeah, it doesn't hammer you with hops.
right.
It's like, and then as Ian was noting last night as we were sipping on this, the retro hail on it is just really nice. You get the kind of a little bit of a fruitiness. You get a little bit of the spiciness out of the rye. Just really beautiful notes on the beer.
It's
Very enjoyable.
Yeah, it's got just a wonderful finish to it. It's just this is outstanding and very different. What made you decide to go this direction with an IPA?
I just didn't want to do what everybody else was doing.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, this is really enjoyable. Now, how many homebrew recipes did you have to try before you got to this one? In other words, how much experience is behind this?
This was the first shot at this recipe. So, talking to some other people, I will make a slight change to it because one of the things that the beer misses is a rye IPA is supposed to have a bit of graininess to it.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason this one doesn't have as much graininess as it needs is I did a 50-50 split of my malted rye and flaked rye.
Okay.
And so when I brew this again, I'm going to increase the malted rye and reduce the flaked rye to get a little bit more of the grainy texture in the beer.
All right, hold that thought. We got to take a break. We will be right back with this and more. It's Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back to Smoking and Toasting, show number 489. And thank you for listening, whether you're on radio or listening to us on the internet or on Spotify or on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us for this. This is going to be very interesting because we just tried one of our homebrewing expert, Daniel's IPAs. He had a rye IPA.
Brilliant
we just tried,
IPA.
and it is really quite good. But now we're going to take a step back down in terms of ABV. And we're going to taste this kind of side by side, I guess, with a Lagunitas Daytime IPA, which is designed to be low calorie and low carb. I believe it is only 3 carbs per can. Only 3. So that's pretty good if you're counting carbs. You can have, you can have like a 24 pack of these, and it doesn't add up that quickly. So just saying. Or you can
How many
have
alcohols per can?
what is
Passing a
the
kidney stone?
What is
4%.
we got 4%.
Okay.
So all right.
3 carbs, 98 calories.
So it's not devoid of ABV, but it's definitely fairly low. And I don't know what your ABV would be on your rye IPA, but I'm guessing north of 7.
It's right between 6 and 7.
6, 7.
There you go.
6, 7.
I didn't even have to do it. Terry jumped in and did it. So that's good.
Terry's got this.
Lagunitas is a great brewery. They have a very interesting collection of beers. They do some very interesting one-offs. And this is their shot at, I think, a sort of a hazy themed crushable IPA. And Terry, I think, has already given it a thumbs up. Yeah?
Yes, I'm already about this.
He's already crushing it.
It's a very different taste profile than this rye IPA that we just had.
Yes.
But it is an IPA.
I've got so much of the rye influence that it makes this taste almost nutty.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. It's almost got like a little bit of a pistachio nut vibe to it. Do you
I'm
like
not
it?
sure if I'm tasting it.
Do you like it? Well, see, and this is one of the reasons, by the way, that normally we start off with the lightest beer.
Is that why we end up doing that?
So
Yeah,
a lot
we
of
don't
times,
ruin it with the
a lot of
dark
times
beer?
we start with something that's lighter than an IPA, and then maybe the second beer will be an IPA at like 7%. But with this one so light, I put it in the first slot, but then we tasted something that clearly is a
Okay.
little
So
heavier.
now, I washed my mouth out with some light lager. Your,
by the way, is totally the way to go.
Your rye IPA was really, really taking over.
Oh, you know what? That's what I did. I inadvertently took a big old swig of my Southern Star between that and this, and you're right.
And then
did
it
help
worked,
clean
right?
it up. Yeah, it helped. It helped.
It was
made
a bit of a
yeah.
palate cleanse.
because it was. But now I have to tell you, the combination of the two was brilliant.
It wasn't bad. It
Yeah.
did not. Yeah, it did not make me think toothpaste and orange juice.
No, this is nice. I have to tell you, like for something that's advertised low carb, low calorie, this has more flavor than I would expect. This might be one of the better of its style.
Yes, agreed.
I agree. And the fact that it's only 3 carbs, I mean, I'm pretty sure the IPAs that I love and drink the most are like 435 carbs.
Well, I know that I
so,
check all of my beer for the amount of carbs.
Are there carbs in barley wine?
I'm pretty sure, yes. Yeah. One of my favorite things, by the way, I don't think it's on there anymore, but St. Arnold used to have a section on their website. St. Arnold is one of our, things we're very proud of here in Houston. It's a local brewery. It's the oldest craft brewery in Texas. And they used to have this thing on their website where you could go to check out the calorie content of their beers.
Oh, yeah.
And when you would click to that page, it said something like, "We'd rather you just enjoyed our beers and not
Yes.
worried too much about the calorie content. These beers are for enjoyment, not for dieting."
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
so-
You click on the style. They're like, if you're looking for the calorie and nutritional content of this, you probably don't want to drink this beer.
Yeah. And when you click on if they made like an imperial stout, you click on it and you would just say you don't want to know.
Also, I want to know who in the world is out there going, you know what? I want to diet, but I still want to drink 24 beers. I mean, like what? Like what are you doing? Like what's going on there? Like just drink a good beer or two.
As I've become older and tried to maybe drink a little less, it's totally about quality over quantity
exactly.
right now
Not
for
like
me.
let's drink 24 beers.
Exactly.
Like, come on,
Totally
let's drink
about
2
it.
really good beers.
Which is one of the reasons I don't go for Budweiser. But now Chowhound is a pretty reputable food and drink website. And they have written an article on Chowhound. It came out on the 4th of this month about Budweiser and the 9 Budweiser facts that you should know.
Okay.
And so I thought, in fairness, we cover a lot of craft here.
Now,
let's
I wanna
cover a
point out-
macro brew.
Let's talk about Budweiser facts that we should know. Or how many of these facts do you suppose are actually about the beer itself? I'm going to put that at about 2, maybe 3. Okay,
Out of 9?
out of 9.
Okay. Well,
Everything else is going to be about the Budweiser culture or the Clydesdales.
To be fair, everything started out as
Or
a
the
craft brewer.
cans.
I've
Right.
seen the food that
Right.
built America. I know that it just started out as a small brewery.
That's
They were
right.
just the
That's
first ones to make the carts that could go. You know,
well,
there.
let's
The
see
frozen carts.
Let's see how right Ian is, and I will stress I have not shared this list with Ian, so his prediction was a true prediction. Let's see. Item number 1. The Clydesdales,
Nothing
ding,
about
ding,
the
ding,
beer.
ding, 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 were a gift. The Clydesdale horses weren't intended to be a cultural phenomenon. They began as a symbol to commemorate the end of Prohibition. The Clydesdales were a gift.
Interesting.
Number 2. It was the first company to ship beer by refrigerated train
All
cars.
right, I'm going
See,
to give them that one.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. There
I'm going
was
to give
some
them that one. We owe
innovations.
Budweiser a
Yes.
huge thanks for
You know
being
who
that
it is?
guy.
It was actually, I believe it was actually Augustus Bush that did that when he was part of the Budweiser crew, and that's why he got his name put on.
By the way, we pretty
there.
much owe air conditioning to that, too.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the reasons they settled in St. Louis, by the way, St. Louis has kind of a network of underground caves in that area geologically, and those caves were perfect for storing
the beer.
because it kept
Oh.
it cool
Oh,
without
wow.
having to pay for.
Perfect for doing that thing called lagering.
Yes,
Yeah.
there you go. All right, here's number 3. Budweiser's origins involve a love story and a failing brewery. The creation of Budweiser and the Anheuser-Busch partnership was shaped as much by romance as it was by the love of beer. Adolphus Busch owned a brewery supply company and met Lily Anheuser while he was selling brewing equipment to her father, whose own brewery wasn't doing all that well at the time. He was terrible at brewing beer and everyone hated it. Lucky for him, the guy who fell in love with his daughter and married her was a little better at it. So there you go.
And he was the one who came up with the refrigerated carts.
Okay, so
Yes.
that's one
Yes.
about beer.
All right.
Yes.
Next one. Its mascots have their own mascot. The Clydesdales are the mascots, but it turns out the Clydesdales have teams of Dalmatians that ride along with them in their iconic red beer wagon. So the mascots have their own mascot.
Okay.
All right. I think this is number 5. The brand got petty when Samuel Adams became successful. Again, I'm not making these up.
Really?
I have some that
Because they had flavor?
By the 1990s, Budweiser was not just competing against major national lagers, but smaller scale up-and-coming breweries as well. And Samuel Adams was becoming pretty successful. And in 1996, Anheuser-Busch got pretty annoyed at this. The company attacked Samuel Adams with a series of ads questioning if it was actually authentically connected to Boston, which, by the way, I lived in Boston. It so freaking is. And also insinuating that much of the beer was brewed outside of the city.
Oh.
So here's
How
another
far
fact.
outside the city?
Budweiser, well, Boston's not that big.
That's what I'm saying.
Geographically.
Yeah, that's what I was
I mean,
gonna say.
the Boston area is big. But,
Up there, they have cities that are right after the other cities.
And
it's
you
not
can
like
drive
Texas where you can,
Yeah, you can drive from Boston like north 30 minutes and you're in another state. So it's just what it is. The next one, Budweiser sued a florist and lost. They aggressively protect their slogans, including this Buds for You, which was used by the Florists Association of Greater Cleveland in 1982. This Buds for You and 11 more rosebuds was their special promo language. And Budweiser sued them and lost. The company also once owned a bunch of theme parks, Busch Gardens. You may remember,
I remember
hearing
Busch
of Busch Gardens.
Yep, yep.
And there was a Budweiser video game. It was called Tapper. It was one of those, like Pac-Man in the arcades.
And it actually makes a prominent. Tapper is in the Wreck-It Ralph movies. They actually do have Tapper in there. Yeah, and they show him play. And he goes to the bar, and it's Tapper.
Eberhard Anheuser was awful at making beer before he joined forces with Adolphus Busch back in the early days of the company, but he was extremely good at something different, making soap.
Yes.
Those taste very different.
Yeah, well, or
unless you're Budweiser.
Or
Wait.
not. So there's your 9.
Unless you're making soap-based beer.
There's your 9 from Budweiser.
So
now,
I want to go ahead and point out that there were 2 acceptable about the beer answers there. Mm-hmm. Everything else
and you said 3 or less was what you said, right?
I said 2 to 3.
2 to
only.
3.
Oh. And I'm accepting the one about the refrigerated car as part
that
of the beer.
That was important to beer and
industry. Now, let me give you my 9 facts about Budweiser.
Oh, you really do?
I have 9. I did work this week. I came up with 9 facts about Budweiser that are different.
I'm going to go ahead and say that probably 6 or more of these are about the beer itself.
Yeah, I'm guessing you're probably right. Number 9. There really are better beers that you can buy. That's fact number 9. Yeah. Number 8. While it may have flavor, it's not necessarily a great flavor. That's number 8. Number 7. It is the flagship beer of a company that bought and decreased the quality of several formerly great craft beers.
Yeah.
We have the receipts on this, by the way. We'll go into it later. But, Number 6. If your Budweiser gets even remotely warm, it is far less appealing.
That's true.
You got to drink it cold if you're drinking a Budweiser.
True. I mean, it goes from smelling like a beer when it's ice cold to smelling like yesterday's party.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Instantaneously.
We've all walked into those, dive bars and small, like live music venues where you walk in and you immediately smell stale Budweiser from the carpet. Yeah. Why would anyone put carpet in a dive bar? That's what I want to know. Item number 5. A single can of Budweiser is 145 calories, and there are much better ways to enjoy 145 calories.
Truth.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm online here.
Truth. Even a snack pack of Pringles is less calories than that.
You're just making sure we never get them as a sponsor.
That was not going to happen.
The irony of that would be...
Yeah. Smoking and Toasting brought to you by Budweiser. It's crap, but buy it. Number 4, their master brewers focus, and this is true, we've talked about this on the show numerous times, their master brewers focus much more on making the beer flavor consistent than they do on making it taste better.
This is 100% true.
Can I ask,
You know,
just to be fair, is it pretty hard for them to keep that much beer consistent?
You need to watch the documentary that I watched. I believe it's on Amazon Prime. It's called King of Beers.
Let me tell you a fact.
So I'll say this about the brewmasters out of Budweiser. So a while back, I did one of my beers, and that brewmaster came through for the culture.
Yeah.
And he tasted the beer, and he's like, "This beer is spot on." He's like, "But your pH is off." So, and this took me down a whole other rabbit hole on home brewing about checking pH.
About pH, yeah.
Yeah, pH, because he could taste the difference in what the correct pH was for a beer and what it wasn't.
Wow.
And he made comments about it.
That's fascinating.
So, I wouldn't, I'm not going to say wouldn't rip on a brewmaster from Anheuser-Busch.
Oh, I would.
Those are some damn talented people.
Oh, no, they are.
They have a recipe
They
that
are,
they
but
have to
they're
do.
following a directive, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
See,
That's what
they have a recipe.
the whole documentary King of Beers. We've talked about this before in the show.
Yeah.
It's about the brewmasters at the various Anheuser-Busch breweries around the world, and they have a yearly contest where they all get together, and a panel of their judges decides who made the most Budweiser tasting Budweiser.
Wow.
Of the bunch.
So-
and that's what it's all about.
Wow.
I want to point this thing out. One of the 9 facts that should have been on that list.
Well, I haven't finished. I got 3 more.
No,
to go.
I'm talking about on the previous
Oh,
list.
okay, gotcha.
One of the 9 facts that should have been on the previous list is Budweiser is one of those groundbreaking companies that led the whole industry in how to be consistent, how to make
That's
sure
true.
that
That is
everything
100% true.
comes out, everything's
Yes.
cleaned, everything's like that whole system of making sure that it's right every
Yes.
time.
And
the
we'll-
McDonald's of Budweiser,
Right, right.
getting
and
the
that
same thing
is an innovation
in
of
Minnesota.
itself
Yeah.
and should be commended again, like the railroad car.
Absolutely.
Like that.
And other beverages should have. I mean, you go to Coca-Cola, you go to Mexico and get a Coca-Cola, it's completely different from the Coca-Cola in the United States. So just say, all right, we got.
Because it's a completely different Coca-Cola company.
Right.
Yeah.
We got 3
Yeah,
more of these. Let me
interesting.
see if I can finish them before the end of this segment here. Number 3, it's called the King of Beers. We don't have kings in America. This is a democracy. Okay, I stretched a little bit with that one, but you know where I was going.
I'm with
it.
you on that.
You know where I was going, yeah. Number 2, these are my 9 facts about Budweiser. We've gone through 7 of them. Number 2, the light version of the beer was once represented by the mascot Spuds McKenzie, who is clearly not a dog with a great palate.
Also female.
Yeah, Spuds was a female.
Spuds was a female dog because they didn't want to have the dog parts for show on the
And they didn't want
commercials.
him humping all those Bud girls' legs.
To be
Right.
fair, I don't think he ever drank a Bud. I don't ever think I saw him drink a Bud. I don't think you're supposed to drink in a commercial.
You can't drink beer
But
in a
I don't-
commercial.
but-
in
but
the
does that
United
count for
States.
dogs?
Yeah. And my number one fact about Budweiser, number 1, it kind of sucks.
Kind of.
But it sucks consistently.
It's
Yes, it does.
100% true. Consistency they have.
I challenged myself to come up with my own 9 facts, and I feel like I did a pretty good
That's
job.
pretty awesome. And you know what? Not only was I right again, but all your facts are about the beer itself.
With the possible exception of Spuds
Of
McKenzie.
Spuds McKenzie.
Yeah, all right, it's fair enough.
Now, if you want a good Budweiser, get a Budvar.
A what?
A Budvar.
A Budvar?
Budvar. It is the original Budweiser. It's a beer that's out of either it's like Austrian region beer.
Okay.
And Budweiser they've been around since the 1400s, and Budweiser has been trying to sue them out of existence.
Oh, I
because
love it. I love it.
they have the name, and they're the little brewery that has, and they have won consistently against Ambev, trying to sue them out of the name.
I love it. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Hour 2 of the show is on the way. That means we're getting closer and closer to drinking news, and you have been warned. Welcome back. It is Smoking and Toasting. We're doing a special segment here that we're inserting into the show for a very specific reason, but I just have to credit Ian for changing clothes so fast. That was amazing.
I have the breakaway clothes.
Yeah. But it's still left over from your male stripper days?
Yes.
Okay, good. So we're back at one of our absolute favorite spots at A1 Cigar Lounge on Richmond in Houston. And we're back with, and when he handed me cigars when I walked in, I said, it's official. You are now my favorite guest on the show.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah. So, Docs, I'm sorry, but your position has been usurped. Maybe try handing out some cigars next time I see you. That might help.
Right, there you go.
Although I'll settle for rum. I'll settle for Plant Array rum. No, but the reason we wanted to do a special segment, there were two reasons. One was we forgot to do a segment, and so we had to come up with something to put in here. And also, it's World Cup time. I mean, World Cup time in the United States is where normal Americans pretend they've been interested in soccer for a long time.
Whole bandwagon.
That's right. That's right.
It's where people from all over the world come to Houston, and they go, maybe after dark it'll cool down, and they realize it doesn't.
Yeah, right. I know. It's like, this is the time of year. I always say people like who live up in the cold and wintry north come down here in like February, and they go, oh my God, this is amazing. Yeah. And so they look around, they find a place, they move here, and they arrive in mid-June. And like, it's 100 degrees outside.
It's 100 degrees.
And it's,
but
drops all the way
it cools
down
to 89.
Yeah, exactly. So we got that going for us. No, but World Cup time, we're thinking about, watching a World Cup match can be really exciting. I mean, the U.S. match, the opener,
it's pretty amazing.
Was amazing to watch. And if you're at a place where, the game is on, you can watch it while you're enjoying a cigar. It's a really big deal. It's the way to do the World Cup or any major sporting event. I remember, sitting outside on my balcony watching through the glass, watching Super Bowls while I was out there enjoying a great cigar. It just does some. It's like, I don't even care who wins. This is great. But I don't know. We're smoking Olivas right now. What are you after there?
So this is the Master Blends 3 in the Churchill size, which for some reason, this particular size, you know how size can affect the flavor of cigar. They're all good.
No,
but this
and that's what the
particular
box looks
size,
like.
yes, this particular size is absolutely brilliant. And I don't know what it is about it. It just, everything about the cigar delivers every time.
I love it. Trenton from Oliva is here with us. Trenton, was there a Master Blends 2?
There was a 1 and 2.
A 1 and a 2. And so those are gone now?
Those are gone. If you can find them, I've had a couple of them,
but
they're
is
really hard to find.
Is the 3 like the one of the group? And is this Master Blends perfected, basically?
In my opinion, yes, but I've had so few of the other ones that I can't really compare. They're really hard to find.
Yeah. Are they like valuable?
Sure.
Yeah, if you come across one, yeah. All right.
Priceless.
Every now and then when you go into a kind of a less than super busy mom and pop cigar store, you can find some interesting things on the shelves.
Remember, I got a cigar from my friend Josh's humidor, and he graciously gave it to me so I could give it to you.
The original Cereal.
That's what it was, because it had a totally different band and everything on it.
Oh yeah, it had like a silk band.
Really are you still saving it?
No, I smoked it. I smoked it during the Notre Dame playoff game. When did I smoke? It was a Notre Dame football game.
Okay.
But they didn't make the playoffs last year, so.
And how did it stand up?
Oh, very well.
Yeah, I mean, he takes care of his humidor. He doesn't even smoke cigars all that often anymore, but he takes care of his humidor.
I don't smoke cigars very often.
No. My buddy that gave me that cigar.
I thought you were talking about me.
No.
I have to tell you, I used to spend a lot of time taking care of my humidors, and these days all I do is reach in and feel the Boveda pack.
Oh man, the Boveda
and if it's kind of stiff, I go, okay, time for a new one.
The Boveda pack is so brilliant.
Boveda has really changed the humidification industry.
They really have, and there's a few other similar ones out there, but I think they are definitely the Kleenex of the field,
Absolutely.
so to speak.
You can turn any box into a humidor.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. And sometimes even when you get cigars online, they'll come with one in the box. Sure. Which is kind of cool. So.
Yeah, they send even when you buy like the little taster packs and stuff, they'll come with a little tiny one in there. It's perfect.
Every box of Milano has a Boveda pack in the bottom of it.
Oh, I see. That's so smart, because that's gonna help those cigars be ready to smoke when you get them. Because for a long time, you would buy a box of cigars and you were like, yeah, I better give this some humidor time. before I bust into it.
Ready to smoke right when you get them.
I love that. I absolutely love that. So, are you guys, like, in all seriousness, are you a soccer fan, or?
I am not,
Yeah?
but I know people who are.
Yeah. How about you, Ian? Are you a person that pays any attention to soccer?
I play one on TV.
Yeah.
No, it's my problem is I have enough hobbies and I do love certain sports, but I just don't keep up with them because it's a lot.
I was in Miami for some kind of music event a number of years ago, and it was during the World Cup, and I had a couple of hours to kill before I had to get back to the airport. So I wound up in this bar where they had the Brazil match playing on the screen, and I was maybe just a tiny marginal bit a soccer fan. That was one of the most fun experiences I've ever had, because the bar was filled with people rooting for Brazil, and they were going crazy. And I was like, I kind of get this now. You know, that plus Ted Lasso got me totally into it.
And with most sports too, when you're watching football or soccer, or baseball, any of those things. I don't think I can include golf in this, but when you're watching sports and you're in a room full of people that are all like, some are rooting for this, some are rooting that, and you're kind of in the middle of it having fun. I mean, that's just a good
time. Yeah,
and I love going to games. Like I get into them when I go to the game. Mm-hmm. Although I didn't go to any of the World Cup games because they're real expensive.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because you didn't have a spare $3,000 sitting around for tickets. So
it's so fun just seeing the passion. I mean, you can be not into something but see somebody else's passion, and that just gets you excited.
It draws you in, yeah.
Yeah. Well, every now and then you'll hear a story about like an American football game where like a fight breaks out in the stands and somebody gets, punched in the face and they have to bring in medical. That's nothing compared to what they do in these soccer matches in Europe.
That's just an Ireland game.
Yeah, that's right. They'll tear stadiums down in Europe and the UK. So it's pretty crazy. But there's nothing quite like, though, as you were saying, enjoying a cigar, being in the middle of that kind of environment. So that's why a place like A1 is a wonderful place to come and watch these games.
So you got the TV set up, that beautiful humidor at the end of the bar.
That humidor is so awesome.
If I could walk into any bar and there's a humidor at the end, I'm a happy person.
So we're smack dab in the middle of watch parties for the World Cup. So we've got quite a few host parties, watch parties scheduled. We got one at Joseph's on Friday from 1 to 3 when the U.S. plays.
Nice. I love it. Well, this is it's kind of, with the games being in the U.S., it's even more focused for American quasi-soccer fans to get into it and enjoy.
It's a great opportunity for people to get a little more into the game as well, too, because we don't see the national exposure of it. We don't see it like we do football and baseball. It's just not as prevalent and not as advertised. So it'd be fun to see what comes out of this and how many more people are getting more into the sport after.
Right.
This.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it can be fun to watch a game even when you don't have a dog in the fight. You can just pick a team and root for them, or just watch the whole thing. Other than, obviously rooting for the U.S. team, I really don't know who to root for in these. And in football, it's easier. I root for whoever is playing against Aaron Rodgers, and it's easier to find an angle and know who to root for in a game if it's not your team. But with this, it's just fun to watch the spectacle of it all.
What I've noticed is there's a lot of underdogs that are able to make a run at it.
Oh yeah, like these little tiny countries and stuff that you never heard of their soccer team, and they come out and beat Belgium or somebody that's really well known and stuff. So it's pretty cool. I just want to say thanks to the guys at A1, because not only did they allow us to do what was one of my favorite episodes of the show ever here, but they actually were willing to let us come back and hang out and smoke. And I walked in, they handed me a whiskey.
Shout out to Woodson's Whiskey as well.
Yeah, we had Woodson's on the show when we were here last time, and boy, that was a fun episode. Let me tell you,
that was a sports
whiskey
talk episode.
It really was, and that's okay. We can.
Well, if you can consider Tom Brady and the Patriots sports, I mean,
Somebody
Just riled somebody up.
Them
somebody's
fighting
pushing
words.
buttons over here.
Them some fighting words. But in fairness, I did accuse him of giving me seconds for cigars in the beginning, which he absolutely did not
And it was a
do.
master blend and a Series V.
Yeah,
so
exactly. So yeah, I got nothing. So
There's no making you
so
happy.
yeah. So but one of the things we've talked about this before, but the consistency of Oliva cigars, whether you're smoking a Series O or a G, or you're doing a Series V like I'm doing, or a master blend, the consistency is just, it's as good as any. I don't think I've ever had an Oliva cigar that didn't draw properly.
I hope not.
And some of my favorite cigars from other blenders and stuff, you'll occasionally get one. And I think you guys must have quality control that's pretty much second to none in the industry.
We really do, and it's going to happen every now and then because
Sure,
it's
yeah.
a handmade.
It's a handmade product, sure.
but the goal is to limit that and make it very rare.
Which also means, by the way, that your seconds are awfully good. Like we were joking about seconds earlier, but I've had some Oliva seconds, and I'm like, why was this a second? This is
Right.
wonderful.
Just didn't make the cut.
Yeah, it's got a little blotch on the wrapper. Wow, nothing about that made it taste not amazing. So
That's right. I mean, you guys are gonna when you put a box together, the color has to be uniform. The wrappers have to look uniform and everything. And it's amazing how you can vet those out and then and just have that incredibly high quality every time.
The quality control is just painstaking.
I tell you, the other thing that's nice, I'm sitting here watching a fireplace, but I can feel the air conditioner right on me. And it's like, okay, this is awesome.
Welcome to Houston.
Yeah, welcome to Houston. We have a lot more to come on the show. In fact, I don't even want to give away what happens because we've already actually recorded those segments. So when Ian loses his mind in the second segment of the next hour, it's something you're going to have to see. And of course, there's drinking news. So
I got better.
yeah, yeah, that's good. Since this was recorded after that, that's good. So thanks to Terry for getting us back out here to do our missing segment, and thanks to you guys for enjoying it with us. Thanks to A1 and thanks to Oliva.
Thank you.
And thanks for this whiskey. Woo, Woodson.
absolutely.
These guys know what's going on.
Cheers, y'all.
All right, we'll be back for hour 2. Cheers, y'all. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our show is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. During the break, we were kind of talking about comedy movies, and I was just thinking about the movie Best in Show, which is one of my all-time favorites.
Yes.
And Christopher Guest driving in that old truck with that bloodhound, that is comedy gold. It is so freaking funny. So yeah, if you're a fan of Spinal Tap, I don't care if you even like dogs, you gotta watch.
Yeah, that
Best in
show's
Show.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I have to admit, you handed me a beer earlier for the cracking open at the
And you got a little excited.
intro, and
you
you handed me a beer and I opened it. I didn't even think twice about it. So we didn't get the cracking a beer open at the beginning of that
in
segment.
fairness to Ian, usually when I hand him a beer, he cracks it and opens it. So it's a learned behavior. Is what
Yes,
I'm
I
getting
didn't even think twice about it.
That's all right. We got some brown ale on our hands here,
Lone
and we
Pint
might as well get
Brown
started
Ale
with
Nitro.
this.
Now we've had this before,
Yes,
but it had a different name.
right.
It was known as. Hold on.
Pythagorean's theorem.
No, nice one though.
That was the funniest thing I could think of off the top of my head, and it wasn't that funny. So that
I had the name in my head and I just blanked it. It'll come back to me though.
because Pythagorean's theorem was better.
Oh, Gentleman's Relish.
Yes, yes.
Gentleman's Relish. And I love this brown ale. And the unfortunate thing about brown ales is they don't sell that well.
Yeah, and it is
They're
unfortunate because
delicious.
they are really wonderful beers. And they're somewhere in between the world of lagers and IPAs and the world of porters and stouts. They're kind of in the middle there, so maybe they just don't have as it's kind of like ESBs. I love a really good ESB, but you don't see as many of them out there.
No, barely
Yeah.
anyone makes them anymore.
Yeah.
You'll even see more brown ales than you'll see ESBs. So shout out to Eureka Heights for having wicked awesome.
So I'm just going to say this right now. Remember when we predicted that Pilsners and lagers would be the next big thing in beer?
Yeah.
And we were right?
Yep.
I'm going to go so far as to say that ESBs are going to be the next big
Think
thing.
so?
No, but I just wanted to make a prediction that was
maybe it'll
wild
happen,
enough
right?
that if it came true, I would be
We
like,
could
hey, it's
say
like
yes.
biblical prophecy.
I'm on the right. Yes,
you know?
yes.
I,
And we could cut out every bit of conversation around that and just put that one statement up there.
Yeah.
Out of context, and it's perfect.
Yeah, I love it.
And
Let's do
media
it.
does that all the time. We can do that.
But brown ale, Nitro brown ale that used to be called Gentleman's Relish, and I thought I'd say, let's see if it tastes any different with a different name.
Oh, see.
Because that can affect your perceptions of
My
things,
pinky
right?
is in fact out,
I will just mention, by
and
the
I
way,
am not in doubt.
Lone Pint Brewery is in my top 3 breweries of all time, personally. Just based on what I like.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's smooth. It's
All right, so
creamy. It's delicious.
What are the characteristics of a really good brown ale?
You know? It's not that far off of a porter. It's
Right.
malty.
It's got a little bit of that toasty
And when I
coffee
say
bean
malty,
vibe
for
to
those
it.
of you who don't really know malt, think of it like malted cereal. You've had what was the
Malto meal.
malto meal or one of those. Malt is it's an interesting flavor, but there's a little chocolatiness to it.
Well, like a malted milk ball.
Like a malted milk ball, yes. So there's a little bit of that in here. There's a touch of coffee. It's not as coffee forward as some of the more roasted malts kind of things like you do in porters and stouts.
So the mint and chocolate candy is Junior Mint. What is the malted one? Like the round, they're kind of like malted balls, but it's like
Milk Duds, right?
Milk Duds is
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm thinking of. Yeah, they got a little bit of that.
So, like,
maltiness
here's
to
the
it.
thing: if you've ever had a Milk Dud that you hold in your mouth, because we've all done this, right? And all the chocolate goes away, and you're left with that little core of the malt,
and it's a
then
little crunchy.
and then it just collapses all at once.
Yes.
That gritty, chocolatey flavor that you get that has a little touch of coffee-ishness to it. That's what you have here in a brown ale. a lot
I
of
don't
times.
truly understand the illustration on the can, the brown ale nitro can. It really looks like a very unfortunately bald knight of some sort and a fair maiden who's also in some like armor. I don't know what it means, but there's got to be a story because these guys at Magnolia, Lone Pine Brewing in Magnolia, they don't do anything without a reason, right? They're very
this.
specific, right, about what
True
they do.
this.
So I thought it was
We
amazing.
need to go out there again.
Yes,
I need
yes,
to
we
reach
do.
out. I haven't talked
Because
to them in
I
a while.
love their beers so much.
do too.
They are one of the coolest breweries I've ever been to, and I absolutely love them. Ian, did you have a chance to smoke anything interesting this week?
Are we in segment? Which segment are we in?
We're in segment 1 of hour 2.
Okay, I got confused for a second.
It's all right, but you know, usually I ask Ian about his cigar earlier in the show.
Earlier in the- yeah.
And because we had Daniel on, we're talking about the home
Yes.
brews. We had other things to cover.
Yes,
so
yes.
I am assuming you did have a chance to smoke something interesting.
Southern Draw, Quick Draw,
Ooh,
Connecticut.
Quick Draw. I don't know if I've had. I love
This
Southern
has
Draw, but I
been
don't know.
out since like 2016. It's been out for a long time. As a matter of fact, finding information on it,
was-
everything I found was old information,
Interesting.
including how much I paid for it because it's been kicking around in my humidor for a while. This is a petite Corona,
Which
coming,
can be good, by the way.
yeah. And it's coming in at 4.5 by 44. Ecuador, Connecticut wrapper, Nicaraguan binder and filler. The appearance is light brown, somewhat veiny wrapper, closed foot, pigtail at the head, and a little soft in spots overall. Not a firm roll. A little bit soft here and there. The pre-light sniff on this pleasant, sweet spice, cinnamon, tea leaf, and a slightly earthy note. Pre-light draw. I used a clip. Effortless, slightly citrus, tea leaf, sweet cappuccino, light cinnamon. The initial light on this, initial burst of campfire and green peppercorn.
Green peppercorn.
Green
That's very
peppercorn.
specific.
It is, and it is a very specific flavor. I also got a little bit of lemon tea and poppy seed kind of flavors. The first third of this got poppy seed, tea leaf up front, followed by campfire, and a little bit of latte, finishing with white pepper and citrus, flaky ash, perfect burn. So now keep in mind, all these are still within the scope of tasting like a cigar, so it's not,
right.
you know,
Sure. These are.
it's not as outlandish as you think.
These are
but
cigar
the
flavors,
These
right.
are the flavors that I'm finding in there. The second third of this, I get a little lemon pepper goodness that moves up front, tea leaf still prominent, poppy seed shifts to a sweet kind of cashew nuttiness, a latte with a kiss of marshmallow and pepper finish. Flaky ash, perfect burn. The last third of the cigar, surprising amounts of smoke with the sweeter notes moving forward. Pepper and citrus ramp up on the finish. Not quite getting to full strength. Flaky ash, perfect burn. Price point, I'm assuming I paid between $6 and $7 for this.
Okay.
I'm giving it a 5.5.
Oh,
It was
nice.
fantastic.
Nice.
It was great.
Yeah.
And it was a 45-minute smoke
Right.
coming in at 4.5 by 44. So it smoked longer than you would think.
Yeah. For
So-
4.5, yeah, absolutely.
4.5 by
and 44
44
is not a big ring gauge, so that's
It's pretty small, actually.
sounds
Yeah,
like
so-
something I would really enjoy. Actually, I'm gonna have to check that out. I want to tell you about my cigar this week. I also smoked a shorter cigar. It was the Don Pepin Garcia Vegas Cubanas. Invictos.
I haven't had a DPC in quite a while, actually.
Invictos is what they call the Robusto, which sounds kind of like, I'm not sure what Invictos is, but I think it's either some sort of like funeral mass in classical music, or it may be something from the TV show Lucifer. You remember that show?
Yeah, but
Lucifer?
it sounds very Catholic churchy.
It does. It does. And that's why I went there. By the way, this is a sidebar that has nothing to do with the cigar, but my wife worked with someone not that long ago that the person she worked with and their partner had a baby, and they named the baby, the middle name was Lucifer.
Really?
Because they liked the TV show.
Really?
I'm like, do you have no other context?
Really?
Yeah. This is my son. We named him Beelzebub. So I don't know why I brought that up. I just thought of it because
Frederick
Invictos.
Lucifer Jackson.
Yeah, right,
What?
exactly.
What?
Invictos sounds like something that you would have gotten on that show, right?
Yes, 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 yes.
I bring you the power of Invictos.
Yes, yes.
The Garcia family was obviously are best known for my father's cigars, as well as the Flor de las Antillas and the La Aroma de Cuba. They're some of the most respected and sought-after blenders of tobacco in the world. And the Don Pepin Garcia
They don't
line,
make a whole lot of on the milder side.
no,
either.
they don't. They're generally a bit heavier. The Don Pepin Garcia line is a staple of their portfolio, but I had actually never tried the Vegas Cubanas.
Those labels are beautiful,
Yeah,
too.
so I picked up this nice-looking Robusto recently and decided to smoke it this week so I could tell you what I thought. And the first word that popped into my head once I lit this baby up was not a word I generally associate with Pepin Garcia cigars. Creamy.
No.
Yeah. Before I get to
what?
that, before I get to that, by the way, I smoked the Robusto size or Invictos. It's a 5x50 with all Nicaraguan tobacco inside a Nicaraguan-grown Corojo wrapper leaf. Pre-light sniff and cold draw gave me notes of cedar, nuts, and a bit of a sort of a classic Cuban tobacco vibe. I don't know how to describe it exactly, but if you've ever checked out the pre-light notes of a really good Cuban cigar, you know the tobacco aroma that I'm talking about. When I lit the Vegas Cubanas, I got a nice early snap of pepper and a nuttiness that made me think of raw almonds, and I got a creaminess that was totally the opposite of what I was expecting from the cigar. Based on other cigars I've smoked from the Don Pepin Garcia line, I was expecting a pepper bomb. And while pepper did build significantly by the time I got to the final third, the initial pepper was more like what I called a snap than it was a blast. Although I don't think we'll try to coin a phrase here like we did with Nicaraguan pepper blast. Nicaraguan pepper snap sounds like either a new breed of ghost peppers or a barbershop quartet
three
from
snaps
Nicaragua
in a
back
Z
in the
formation.
back in the early 1900s. Yeah, the first third smoked well, slightly uneven burn, but nice flavors. Sort of an old school vibe to the notes. The pepper did ramp up pretty quickly, but stayed mostly on the tongue, while leather and nuttiness joined in before the finish, and the retrohale brought the creaminess. Second third, a little bit of toastiness joined the flavor party, which I usually associate with milder cigars, but in this case, the Vegas Cubanas was already moving from medium full to like out-and-out full-bodied. Final third saw the pepper really come home, like Jose Altuve from the Astros rounding second, and you just know he's going all the way
That's right.
to home base, right? I've seen a couple of reviews that describe this cigar as milder than what you would expect from the Garcias, but the one I smoked was as full-bodied as my father. But it might be the balance of the cream that makes it seem like it's not quite
Yeah,
so
it
potent.
can come across, even though it's a bigger cigar, it can come
Yeah.
across a little friendlier when it's got a little creaminess to it.
Don Pepin Garcia Vegas Cubanas was a good cigar. The blend reminded me a bit of some good Cubans that I've smoked in the past, more than it did of an earthy, chocolatey Nicaraguan blend. This is, or the great news, I should say, is it comes in between $7 and $8 for the Robusto. And these days, that's a bargain for anything blended by the Pepin Garcia family. This won't be a go-to for me, but it will be a great one to have a couple of in the humidor for when I'm craving something a little bit different from your typical Nicaraguan cigar. So I will give it price to quality a 5.5.
Our price to quality scale, for those of you who aren't as familiar with it, is a scale of 1 to 10. And if you get a 5 on there, you get exactly what you paid for.
Right. So we both gave our cigars this week a 5.5.
A little above 5. Yeah, you're punching a little above the price class.
Yeah, absolutely. And for a $7 and $8 cigar, again, I never thought I'd be saying this when we first started the show, but a $7 and $8 cigar is now considered affordable.
Early on
a
in the
$9
show.
and $10 McDonald's Happy Meal is considered affordable.
Are they really $9 or $10 for a Happy Meal?
No, not the Happy Meal.
Well,
unless you get the new adult Happy Meal that they have. Those are $12, but the regular Happy Meals are still like $4 or $5.
So the best deal at McDonald's is the 2 cheeseburger basket.
Dude, that is the way to go.
But still, even that's gone up. I mean, remember when cheeseburgers were just $1?
I remember when like a regular cheeseburger at McDonald's was 69 cents, and I'm not that old. I'm serious.
There you go.
Yeah, but this is how much things have changed.
Yeah.
But you know what? When it comes to like, I've only got a few bucks in my pocket, and I'm hungry. You've still got the drive-through.
I was going to college. I was going to college when when Burger King dropped the Whoppers to $1.
Oh yeah.
Let's just say my college years, I wrecked some Whoppers.
That's called sophomore year, is what that's called. Yeah. I'm totally serious right now. So, real quick, your favorite fast food hamburger? Fast food.
Oh, Whataburger.
Whataburger?
You know what? I have to agree, Whataburger. I also like Freddy's.
Freddy's is definitely the second.
Well, we are definitely showing our regional bias here because I'm going to say Whataburger as well.
Yeah.
And Whataburger Jr. is my go-to.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know.
And by the way, we do have In-N-Out Burger around here.
Yeah.
There's a
Whataburger
couple.
is still better.
Yeah. And by the way,
you know what I love?
Also, it's arguably on the fence of being fast food.
I love White Castles, but there is not any in the area.
They are coming. They are coming to our area.
I love White Castles,
Yeah.
and they made it to Dallas. If they make it to Houston, it's over. I'm done.
They're coming. I'll just say this about Whataburger. The Whataburger Jr. is a great way to enjoy that Whataburger taste without, going for the whole big Whataburger.
Yeah, but
so what I do is I order 2 Whataburger Juniors, and that works out great for me.
Perfect.
We have to take a break. We'll be back. Drinking news around the corner, and we got some whiskey to taste. Let's do that next.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back. It is Smoking and Toasting. It's not loud, but it's a great. Oh, see, but the pop was loud, and that was good. There was a subtle little. It sounded kind of like a DJ scratching,
Yes.
but it was turned way down. Wook, 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 wook.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah, and then Ian busted out the whiskey. I want to share something with you guys. My first favorite text of all time to get was from back when I was single, and I would get a text that said, "You up?" That was my very favorite. But my second favorite is when Ian will text me, and this happens sometimes during the week, and he says, "Would you like me to bring a whiskey this week?" And I just, out of curiosity, have I ever said no?
No.
See, and so I'm consistent, but Ian has great taste in whiskeys. He's the person I learned about the whiskey sniff from, and he's had great taste in whiskeys. So I was really curious about this, but then I discovered that it wasn't opened. So you haven't tried this.
I have not. This is single barrel Canadian whiskey from Caribou Crossing. This is from Sazerac. So if you look at it, you can see the top of this has
It's actually beautiful.
The Caribou on it, but this Caribou is very similar to the top of the
Blanton's
bottle
yes,
that has the horse on top of it. Of course.
Yes, of course. The horse is not quite as horny.
Well,
as
the horse is a horse, of course.
Caribou, but of course,
of course, yes.
Yeah, but
and no one
Caribou's-
can talk to a horse.
Yeah, but Caribou is either an Elton John album or it's the thing on top of this bottle.
Caribou.
Yeah.
A caribou, by the way.
3 people got that joke, but they cracked up.
A caribou is much bigger than a horse.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yes,
for sure.
yes.
And much more dangerous with those horns, too.
Kind of like a moose, it looks like.
Although, if you've ever been kicked by a horse, you might disagree with me on
Yeah,
that.
well, at
'Cause
some point in
horses
time, it
have
doesn't
that.
matter. Caribou Crossing single barrels painstakingly handcrafted by our expert whiskey making team, who have personally selected the finest whiskey available. The result is a Canadian whiskey unequaled by any other, patiently aged, smooth, exceptionally flavored. Caribou Crossing is available in limited quantities at select stores. That's their way of saying we are allocated.
Yeah. Okay.
So it is
which
from-
Blanton's is as well, right? So Blanton's
It's
allocated.
from Blanton's? Is that what it is? It's part of their... It's the
Sazerac
same-
is the parent company.
Right.
Now,
Oh,
this is from Canada, though, right?
Canadian.
Yes, from Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, the 51st state.
Yes, exactly, yes.
I just want to mention, and by the way, this has nothing to do with anything that we're talking about, and I don't even remember what it was now. So let's drink some whiskey. Sorry, I totally forgot what I was going to say.
This smells fantastic.
It really does.
I haven't tried
I've been
it.
nosing this already.
So I've never seen this in the wild. I've
caribou?
heard about it,
Yeah.
Oh, you've heard about
but
it.
I've never seen it in the wild. And I walked into Specs one day, and they had a little display set up. There were 4 of them left. It said 1 per person.
Wow.
Oh, they got you with the old 1 per person.
So I snapped the
placard.
wild. That's the only time I've ever even seen it in the wild. And I didn't even know I was caribou hunting that day.
Have you tasted this?
I have not. It smells
This
fantastic.
I'm just going to say my initial reaction is it's better than Blanton's.
What?
Now, tell me if I'm off here, if I'm just getting excited because I didn't pay for this bottle and you did and you're pouring it. That's a good blended whiskey.
It's really good. It's really good.
All right, so flavor profile. On the nose, I get minerality, a little bit of spice, but not necessarily the cinnamon bomb that you
No.
get from a lot of bourbons.
No.
There's maybe a little bit of cinnamon on the finish, but not that.
No, but I'm
Oh,
not.
my goodness,
I'm
it's
not
like a-
getting. Yeah. No.
Some bourbons I've tried, and this is not a negative, but they remind me of when I was a kid and I used to get those cinnamon toothpicks. You know,
The cinnamon too.
yeah, and you would chew them until they disintegrated in
sticks.
your mouth. Yeah,
Red Hots.
yeah.
Yeah, hot sticks, I think you were called.
This is wonderful. This is one of my
So
favorite
this,
whiskeys.
okay,
we've had in
so
a while.
I want to. This is a weird one, right? Because there's so much vanilla and wood,
and no wonder I like.
and
this.
there's a little bit of graham cracker as well. This is cheesecake.
It totally is.
It's a little bit of cheesecake. There's a little bit of bubble gum, and then when the whiskey hug comes back and you retrohale, there's a ton of cinnamon, but it's not upfront cinnamon.
right? No, not
It's
like
in the back
not like you
cinnamon.
would get from a lot of bourbons, right?
Right.
That have that cinnamon on the tongue. So this.
Yeah, cinnamon and bubble gum all on the retrohale.
All right,
Interesting.
so everybody makes fun of the Cheesecake Factory for having such an enormous menu and being
Yeah.
so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a slice of cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory?
I believe I have, and
I've
it was
only
good.
been
It's
there one time, and I did make sure that I got a
Unbelievably
slice of
good.
cheesecake.
And that's a little bit of what
We
this
actually got a
reminds
little
me of.
sampler, I think, that had like a few different ones.
Life is good when you're going for the sampler.
The truth is, there's so many variations on cheesecake. The best cheesecake is cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
Yeah. Although, I'll give you a key lime cheesecake as a real run for your money.
You know, I'll have to say they have those at Crumble Cookie, and at Crumble Cookie they also do these, cheesecakes now, like every once in a while, and they do have a key lime cheesecake, and it is amazing.
That's like one of the most
There's an
sinful
underlying
things.
caramel in this as well. That's really, really nice.
This is why I like this so much, because a couple of my favorite notes, whether you're talking whiskey or rum or even a really good sipping tequila, has a tendency to be vanilla and
It's got lots of that.
that kind of mapley, syrupy kind of a vibe that brings a little sweetness to it. But it's not like upfront sweet. It's more like you detect it in the mix of the flavors. What does a bottle of this cost, Ian?
If I remember correctly, it was $70-ish.
Wow, that is a very, very good $70 whiskey.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, if I came over to your house and you had a bottle of this and a bottle of Blanton's and said, "You want a drink?" I choose this one.
I mean, I have them. We can do that right next to each other.
Okay, let's do that. Let's plan, like, seriously. Terry, let's make sure we leave Ian something in the bottle so he can bring it back, and we can do a Blanton's A/B side by side.
will.
I think that would. I know it's a tough thing to promise, but it's for the good of the show, man.
Okay.
All right. We got to
the
take
show.
Speaking of for the good of the show, we could just skip right past the next segment, but we won't because the next segment is drinking news. We'll be right back. You've heard of looks maxing. It's kind of like corrupto maxing. We're going to talk about looks maxing coming up in today's edition of Drinking News, which we're going to get to momentarily. But before we do, Ian, I got to tell you, this is one of my favorite whiskeys we've had on the show in a while.
Pretty darn
it's
good.
Really good. Did you say this is a $70 bottle?
I think it's $70.
I'm going to tell you it's worth every penny.
It's really good. It's in the same price
It's
range
just
as
so
Blanton's.
delicious.
Actually, it's a little cheaper than Blanton's as far as I know, because I think Blanton's has gone up to $85 or $90 now.
I remember the
Really?
first bottle of Blanton's I ever bought was like $40.
Yeah, and then it was $65 for quite a while, and then I think the last time I went in to buy one, it was $90, and I
Well-
was like, well, that's enough Blanton's for me.
Yeah.
Because it's not a $100 bottle. Like Blanton's is good, but
it's
it's
good,
not.
but it's not a $100
It's not a
bottle.
$100 bottle.
But I
Yeah.
got to tell you, this is better.
pretty good.
That's my take on it anyway. This is better. And it's a single barrel blended whiskey from Caribou Crossing.
Does it say
And,
blended?
Yes.
It says. I don't think it says blended.
Maybe I'm wrong about this. Caribou Crossing single barrel is a painstakingly
barrel.
handcrafted by our own expert. Okay, so
No
you're right.
blending.
The result is a Canadian whiskey.
I think by
unequaled
nature
by
of being
any other.
by nature of being a single barrel, you can't blend it with other barrels and
Yeah.
still call it a single barrel.
Or as they say in Canada, it's a single barrel, eh?
That's
sorry.
right there.
I'm sorry, I'm still living in a Bob and Doug McKenzie type line, and that's just where I come down. It just is. I still don't know what a toque is, but it's funny. It's just funny. Speaking of things that I don't know what they are, it's time, my friends, for the segment of the program we like to refer to as.
Now, I will pick up this ukulele if you will hand me another beer.
Well, I can do that, but I have a feeling you're going to get so excited you're going to forget all about the ukulele.
It's possible.
Because the beer I'm handing you is a Stephen Barleywine Ale. I didn't know there was a first name to Barleywine, but apparently there is. And this is from Firestone Walker, so we know it's not going to be that good.
It's beautiful.
That was a joke, by the way. Firestone Walker, one of the most consistent breweries in the United States.
As
But I don't think
consistent
I've-
as Budweiser?
I don't think I've ever had one of their barley wines, though.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, wait till you taste it. I'm excited for you to try
Pretty
this.
excited, but can I open it now?
Look, he's already putting the ukulele down. Now
Yeah.
you're already losing him. You lost attention.
Yeah,
Hey,
and drinking
shiny
news-
object. You put
Drinking News is kind of long.
you put the shiny object in his face.
And in fairness, Terry, you brought that up because Shiny Object will have a place in today's Drinking News.
oh, okay.
Ooh, all right.
Okay.
So I popped it
Squirrel.
Yeah.
open, and the inside of the cap says beer before glory.
Oh, and I support that 100%. Isn't that what Mel Gibson said in Spartacus? I don't know. Mel
Wait,
Gibson.
is that the,
Mel
is that
Gibson
the movie
wasn't
where
in
they had the painted
Spartacus.
faces?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
going to say.
Yeah. I think it was called like
He was
300.
talking about beer.
Yeah.
He said, "This is Spaten."
Yeah, he said something like 300 Spartacus, something like that. I don't know.
I think you mixed two movies together, but okay, sounds
Yeah.
good to me.
Then we will fight in the shade.
And by the way,
Come on, that was pretty epic.
it's time for Drinking News, and I'm Spartacus. So let's do this thing.
Drinking news, drinking news. Now it's time for drinking news. A Florida man with one arm said he had a gator for a pet. When asked about his absent arm, he said,
I had to take my gator to the vet.
drinking news, drinking news.
I love
now
that.
it's time for drinking news.
Cheers, y'all. By the way, I've got a new plan for the Drinking News theme song. I'm going to start just putting $5 bills in my pocket randomly. And when I'm walking around downtown, if I run into a homeless person and they're asking me for money, I'm going to go, tell you what, I'll give you $5, but you have to save for me while I record you. I had to take my gator to the vet. Don't you think that'd be interesting?
That would be.
That's my plan.
Yes.
So we'll see how that
FYI.
plays out.
FYI, just talking about the song. In about 2 weeks, we're gonna have Chris Collins in again, and he's a musician that revamped the song.
Yes, he
also
came up with his own version.
Yes, and he also has an album that's called Whiskey and Cigars, with the song on it. Whiskey and Cigars is the Gentleman's Cologne.
The Gentleman's Cologne. I love it.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a great blues. Very, very. Texas
Tell your highway
blues
patrolman
singer
that.
songwriter, not entirely all the blues, but singer songwriter kind of guy. He had some new stuff out I think a couple years ago when we had him on the show, and he's got some even newer stuff now.
Have you been drinking? No, officer. This is the Gentleman's Cologne.
That's right.
That's what you all should answer. Well, we open today's edition
With my new cologne called "Yes, Officer, I Have Been Drinking."
We open today's edition of Drinking News with a question.
Just a spray. Just get like a spray top for your bottle of Jack Daniels in the car and just have it on there.
It's
This
just
is
a
just
cologne
cologne, sir.
Technically, that would not be an open container
That's right.
because the spray top would be in the top of the bottle.
That's right.
So it wouldn't be open. We open today's edition of Drinking News with a question. Is it just us, or have the Kardashians ruined everything?
I'm not sure what.
Well, it depends on
where
what
this
they've
is
ruined.
going, but the answer is probably yes.
Yeah, okay, good. It's not just
They
us.
haven't ruined Spanx.
But let me explain what we're talking about here. In fairness, the Kardashians didn't start the fire.
Kardashians are famous for nothing.
I mean, it was always burning since the world's been turning. Oh, sorry. Went on a Billy Joel detour there. Just be glad I didn't start quoting the lyrics to The River of Dreams or Uptown Girl. And I love Billy Joel, but Uptown Girl Can Kiss My Butt. That's a terrible song. But while the Kardashians certainly didn't start this trend of looks maxing, their unabashed use of lip fillers, Botox, breast enhancements, earlobe reductions, etc., have certainly helped to popularize these procedures.
Dude, I've got to tell you, the lip fillers, the Botox in the forehead, and what was the last thing you said?
The earlobe reductions?
Yes. Nobody wants to see any of those things.
Yeah. Well, and I'll just say, these are all procedures that ostensibly are to make them more attractive to the opposite sex. But studies continually show that men don't really like that.
Yeah.
In fact, an overwhelming majority of surveyed men
That's for
dislike
pictures in a magazine.
They dislike obvious, highly altered, or artificial physical characteristics in women.
You're missing the point.
Yeah?
Van Morrison said it best.
Yeah?
All the girls go by dressed up for each other.
Oh.
Yeah, because you know what I want to have to say is this is interesting. Here's a real interesting fact. I don't know if you thought about this, but you're right. All of the fake stuff that they put into themselves to make themselves look good, it was interesting.
That's not for men.
Well, Kylie Jenner, we had a drink on the other day. It was Sparkle, and we loved the drink. And why? Because it actually didn't have anything artificial in it. It was like sparkling water,
Right.
lemon, and vodka, and that
Right.
was it. It was literally one of the best beverages of mystery we've ever had.
Yeah.
I was surprised. It was Kylie Jenner's drink,
Yep.
and it kept the simplicity easy,
Well,
but not in their faces.
Even though an overwhelming majority of surveyed men dislike obviously altered physical characteristics in women, that is certainly true in the reverse as well. Because ever since I underwent butt enhancement surgery, women seem to avoid me like the plague.
You got the BBL, the Brazilian butt lift?
In fairness, they avoided me before, but now they treat me like they've seen a rat in their room on a hentavirus cruise. So, all right, that's an exaggeration. The truth is, I am a regular Don Juan when it comes to women. They don't want anything to do with me. All right, that's bad. But the reason I bring this up is that looks maxing has now spread to other species. And in the country of Oman, which is located, coincidentally, along the Strait of Hormuz, they are not having it. And that is why at the recent 2026 Camel Beauty Show Festival in Al Musana, Oman.
I'm so confused.
Let me repeat. The 2026 Camel Beauty festival show.
This took a
Look,
turn.
I know that you're putting those words together in a sentence, but it doesn't make any sense.
Well, at this event, they recently disqualified 20 camels after veterinary inspections found that the camels' owners had used cosmetic enhancements on the camels.
they were hussies.
Reports said that the list included Botox, fillers, silicone reshaping, and hump inflation. Yes, you heard that right. Hump
Inflation.
This leads us...
Did you ever read Shel Silverstein?
Oh, yes.
They put a brassiere on the camel. Remember that?
Yes.
And it was basically a shot at PC culture before it was even a thing. Go look it up.
All of this leads us to many questions. First of all, a camel beauty contest?
No, okay.
Are you serious right now?
You keep saying that sentence, and it still
There's
confuses
not many
me.
questions. There's just one question. Why?
Yeah. No offense to camels, but they may be the goofiest looking four-legged creatures ever to walk the earth.
Dude, don't they spit?
Platypus.
How pissed off is that camel coming at him with like Botox injections?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Well, notice, by the way, that I said four-legged, so that leaves out Carrot Top, Gary Busey, and Woody Allen. But exactly who is looking at camels and deciding which ones are potential winners of a beauty contest?
I'm Gary Busey.
And who is injecting silicone into these poor beasts
That's what I'm saying.
to inflate their humps? And does that make the camel sexier?
They're lovely camel humps.
I feel weird even just thinking about it. I mean, I certainly don't own a camel, but if I did, I'd keep it as far away from these camel beauty lovers as possible. I'm just saying.
What's the goal of the camel beauty contest?
I think
so
you
you
know.
can walk around saying I have the most beautiful camel in the world?
I don't know, Terry, but I do know this. Our main story on today's Drinking News takes us to the lovely area known as Escambia County in, you guessed it, that is just across the Alabama border in northern Florida.
Yes.
That is where 37-year-old Jerry Allen Bradford, a Florida man, found himself in a world of hurt. And it's a really wonderful story of justice and animal intelligence in our crazy world. It seems that Bradford wound up with a litter of shepherd mix puppies and apparently had no luck trying to give them away. The pups were only 3 months old, which makes our Florida man's solution to his problem even more horrific. Since he couldn't find homes for the dogs, he made the most Florida man decision possible.
Florida man makes bad decisions.
He decided to just shoot them.
What?
The problem for our Florida man is while he was holding on to a couple of the dogs in preparation for his canine killings, one of the pups, who was clearly the pick of the litter, managed to get a paw on Bradford's .38 caliber revolver pistol, pulled the trigger, and shot our would-be animal assassin in the wrist.
Nice.
Now, the good news is that once the Florida man recovers from his injury, he will then be dealing with animal cruelty charges, while the surviving puppies have been taken to an animal shelter in hopes of finding them forever homes, which our Florida idiot could have done from the very beginning.
See?
And if he had, he wouldn't currently be learning how to wipe his backside with his other hand. Now, look, despite the fact that it may often seem like dogs act and react on a more instinctual level, scientists are discovering new things about canine cognition all the time. And based on my own experience with these wonderful animals, I've become convinced that some dogs are actually deep thinkers. I mean, my late greyhound, Gracie, who I miss every day since she passed, she had her own eccentricities, but I am absolutely convinced that she was not only incredibly intelligent, but also showed signs that she was wildly curious, craved meaningful connections, and would often sit with the discomfort of unanswered questions until she could figure out what to do. All indicators of what scientists describe as the qualities of a deep thinker. And what inspires me so much about this shepherd mix puppy in this story is that I can only assume that this particular dog was a deep thinker as well. And now those of you who are regular listeners to the show may already know, when I become inspired, I like to use that inspiration to compose a line or two of poetry or prose. And so, as a tribute to these incredible animals, and to this particular, clearly gifted dog from this story who shot the man in the wrist.
That's self-protection, right?
That's right. I've jotted down a short sonnet, and I've done it using what I perceive to be the voice of this 3-month-old, deep-thinking puppy. And even though I've been warned repeatedly that my poetry should not be shared with the world, I'm going to do it anyway and read you guys the poem that this amazing creature, this amazing dog, has inspired. Now, I believe that if this dog could speak in English, that this poem shows what they might have said in a more poetic rendition of the animal's inner thoughts. A little poetry reading music, please. Thank you. And it goes a little something like this. And remember, this is in the inner voice, the inner monologue of the dog. More than anything else in the world, let me live and bring love to boys and girls. No matter one's intellect, we must always respect the sanctity of life. Oh, wait, squirrel! Reporting live from the beauty contest in Oman, where I have to admit, I may be coming around to this looks maxing thing because that is one sexy camel right there. My name is Cruz, and that, my friends, is your...
Drinking news, drinking news. That's our time for drinking news.
Cheers, y'all. And I just want to say, in my own defense...
Are you more for larger humps or smaller humps on a camel?
Well,
Are you like one big hump or two small humps?
I'm kind of the guy that likes humps in all sizes.
Like,
and
how
forms.
do you express your dromedary preferences?
I'm just a guy who likes humps. Okay. That's
okay,
about,
can
that's
you
about
clip
all I
that
can
out
say.
and let's just make that its
And
own?
just make that
Like, that's just a TikTok right there.
Smoking and toasted. I'm just a guy who likes humps. Okay.
guy who likes humps.
My humps, my lovely camel humps. I don't know why I did that, and I'm embarrassed that I did, but I think you know where I was coming from.
I think we're okay with it though.
Ian, I know that very few things on this show excite you more than camel humps and the phrase barley wine.
I love barley wines.
All right, so when we come back, we're going to taste this barley wine, which is our final beer of the
late.
show. Oh, okay. Well, you got to hold those thoughts until we get back, because this is the Stephen Barley Wine Ale from Firestone Walker 2026. We'll be right back to talk about it. It's Smoking and Toasting. Yeah, baby.
That's groovy.
Even if the guitar is a little sharp there, is it? Maybe on that first intro part?
If by sharp you mean badass, yes it is.
Oh, okay. That was what I was getting at. Welcome back. It is Smoking and Toasting.
That is a Mesa Boogie Heartbreaker.
Yeah?
With a Gibson Howard Roberts. And that is straight, no pedals, straight from the amp.
I have no idea what he's saying here. Terry, can you translate?
Yeah, he's talking about the guitar and the amp and the such
gotcha.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, okay. I could make up
'Cause
words
he's
and make
fancy.
them. I could make up words and make them about a guitar too.
He's
and
fancy.
people might go, "Wow, he knows a lot about guitars." Yeah, yeah. What I really love to do when I'm playing guitar is I hit the Megatron pedal, and it it gives this otherworldly sound,
Megatron.
and then I like bend the strings until they break, and then I smash the guitar on the stage.
I have
That's
a
how I
pedal
do
called
it.
a discombobulator.
Oh, do you really?
For
Nice.
reals.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I love
I also
that.
have one called a swollen pickle.
I have a swollen pickle too, but it's not a guitar pedal. So I'm sorry. That was
The
just so
swollen pickle-
obvious. I
but
just
see,
stepped right into
you have
it.
to understand
it was
that
very sophomoric, and I
The
apologize.
swollen pickle is made by a company called Way Huge.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
Just letting you know.
I think we'd probably better talk about the barley wine. This is from Firestone Walker, which I'm going to hold up as one of the best breweries in the United States of America.
Firestone Walker crushes
These
it. I love
guys
them.
are so good. We've had their beers on a number of times, but this is the first time we've had a barley wine that is called Stephen Barleywine Ale. So I'm wondering, was there a famous beer person named Stephen Barleywine? Is that where this came from?
Like Joe Netflix?
Right.
Let's see.
Exactly.
According to the label here, it says nothing. Mm-hmm. So no, I don't. I mean, maybe one of the brewmasters was Steven.
I think they are letting their beer do the talking.
This is 12.7%, so a little on the light side for a barley wine, I think.
Yeah. What would you say your typical barley wine ABV is?
Oh, that's actually pretty close. 14% is what I would
okay, yeah.
kind of guess it most of the time.
Now, I had you pour me some more of this Caribou Crossing Canadian single barrel whiskey, and I'm curious about going back and forth from the barley wine to this. So,
Well, the barley wine is delicious, first off. This is exactly barley wine. It is...
it's what you want, right? When
this
you
is... Yes, this
sample
is
a barley wine.
this is about as straight down the middle of this style as you can get. It is big. It's ridiculous. It's heavy. It's sticky. If you accidentally spilled a little bit of this and left your glass there overnight, it may never come off the table.
Yeah, right?
It's got dates and prunes in the flavor. It's got
Yes. And I've never been a big lover of prunes,
so
but
good.
man, this is
and
delicious.
then a bourbon barrel kind of thing. It's got wood. It's just all these things that are absolutely wonderful.
I'm just going to quote the legendary American musician Kenny Rogers, who once said, "It's the wood that makes it good."
Yeah,
I think in this case,
I can go with that.
In this case, they're right. No, this is a delicious barley wine. Now, my question for you is: have you gone back to the Caribou Club whiskey after sampling the barley wine?
Caribou Club, Caribou Crossing. You're mixing up with
Sorry.
Canadian Club
Yes, I am.
from Canada.
Yeah, I'm
Canadian.
I get confused about Canadians all the time because they're like, yeah.
They
when
speak Canadian
when I get sick, I just go
and
to the
French.
doctor, and it doesn't make me bankrupt. So they have that going for them.
It's true. What they don't tell you is that it can also take up to 6 months for that to happen.
But at least in 6 months, it doesn't cost me $386 bajillion. So I'll wait. But that's just
Till
me.
your love comes down.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I took that to a Van Halen-esque place.
You know what? And we were right there with you. I just want to say, we were right there with you.
What does it say about me that that's the first thing I think of when you say that?
I understand, Ian, but
You
gotta
haven't listened
understand.
to music since the 80s? No, I'm just kidding.
My
No,
friend,
but I will tell you, coming in pretty hard at Gen X, my generation, man, I got some friends that's all they listen to is what they listened to in high school,
yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
a little scary.
Yeah.
Like
you
a
have
friend
to-
of mine that was excited when he bought his brother's Mercedes coupe because it had a cassette player in it. He goes, he
I can now
literally
play all
looked
my
at me.
old mixtapes.
He literally looked at me. He goes, "Now I can listen to my music collection."
I love it. I love it.
And in my head, I
Wow.
thought,
Yeah. Wow.
You know, I'll just say, not for nothing, but that's what dreams are made of.
"Yes."
Oh, now I just hear keyboard.
Da-da-da-da,
Yeah, that's right. I do.
So in your mind, you're seeing the blue angels flying. Yeah, I'm just saying. What a lot of people don't understand is that everybody talks about the baby boomers. Everybody talks about the millennials. Nobody talks about Gen X, but we were there, dude.
That's right.
We were there when Sammy Hagar took Van Halen to the top of the charts. That's
right.
You realize the Van Halen's new singer
Yeah. They have a new
has
singer?
been in a band longer by 2 decades than their original singer.
Dude. Have you listened to some of those old Montrose albums? They are the bomb.
Oh, Montrose was awesome.
They're incredibly good. I'm just saying. Red Rocker
You're
all
rock
the way.
candy, baby. You're hard, sweet, and sticky.
Yes. A song
Also, get on your bad motor scooter and ride.
Yeah. Rock Candy, that's a song that I have heard one time in my life that was not in a strip club. The other times were totally in a strip club. I'm just saying.
I mean, it's kind of like listening to Motley Crue. If you're not in a strip club, you feel like you are.
Yeah.
I was having to explain the other day to my kids the reference that was being done on Teen Titans Go and South Park was referencing heavy metal and what heavy metal was. Like,
yes.
they're like, oh, this is kind of, they love this part. And I was like, growing up, y'all like this, but y'all don't understand. This is just making fun of something that already happened.
Absolutely. Ian, this barley wine is fantastic.
Agreed.
Agreed. And you are the, sort of resident barley wine fan. But I got to say, even from my perspective, this is just
this
absolutely
right here, this
over
is
the
the
top
Brewmaster
good.
Collection, Firestone Walker, Stephen Barley. I'm assuming one of the brewmasters is named Stephen. Stephen Barleywine Ale. But I got to tell you, this is literally kind of one of the best of its kind. This is straight down the middle, barley wine, real deal, right?
Yes.
And I am very happy with it.
I don't know if we'll have time to get to this or not because I hear the music.
It's delicious.
Asking AI, why is Firestone Walker Stephen Barleywine Ale called Stephen? And we'll see what it says as we...
It says...
One of the potential things that popped up when I typed in why is Firestone Walker Stephen Barleywine Ale, it wants to complete the sentence. So good.
It's made out of sunshine and the happiness of a small child.
And no one can argue with that. All right, here we go. Let me see what AI says. It says, look it up. Firestone Walker's Stephen Barleywine was named to honor Steve Brewster Kaufman, a longtime master blender and beloved cellarman at the brewery's Propkastar R&D facility in Venice, California. So you were correct.
Yeah.
It was named after their own Stephen Barleywine Ale. And Stephen, I just want to say, we salute you, my friend, because this is good stuff. It's going to be a musical episode next time you join us. Smoking and Toasting returns with our resident balladeer. And
Chris Collins. It's going to be fantastic.
It's going to be wonderful. We are looking forward to it. Have a great week, my friends. Thank you for joining us. And as Stephen Barleywine often says, cheers, y'all.
Cheers, y'all.
No one knows